Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 46. Today's topic is a mom's journey to freedom and fulfillment and mentorship through an online business. And our guest today is Laxmi Sedman. So she will be joining us in a few minutes. But before I dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I just wanna also let everyone, like, if you wanna learn how you wanna start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into my website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register for the live webinar, which happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So you can register for either one. So because that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can either register for either one or for both. The second link that you have there is the link of the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay of the live webinar, and then you will be able to watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, I invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So you probably wonder, okay, so what am I going to see on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinars. If you want to catch this one before our Tuesday's live webinar, you can watch their testimonials, and that way you can um, know a little bit more about the business. All right, so our hosts are Chris and Karen. So Chris is a former firefighter, and Karen is a former elementary vice principal. And our first panelist is Anne. She's a sales and marketing executive. We have Rika, a registered nurse. We have Tony and Rita, so IT and recruitment. We have Annabelle, a retired nurse. We have Radha, a former corporate employee. Manisha Bahan, a former brick and mortar business owner. And we have Sangeeta, a software engineer. So as you see, we have all different walks of life, different ages, and different places around the world. So, but they all have something in common. That is, they decided to take that leap of faith to start their online business and start changing their life and their family's life. So if you are catching the replay before Tuesday's live webinar, the replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinars have subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know. Um, so like I mentioned at the beginning, today we are on episode 46. So our topic again is a mom's journey to freedom, fulfillment, and mentorship through online business. And our guest is Laxmi Sedman. So before I bring her in, let me introduce her to you guys. So I'm so excited to welcome today's guest, Laxmi. She's originally from Nepal and now living in the beautiful Switzerland with her family. Laxmi is a proud mother of 3, and a passionate digital entrepreneur. She has been running her online business for the past 2 years and is also a dedicated mentor, helping others discover the possibilities of creating freedom and flexibility through this business. Her journey is one of courage, consistency, and heart. Get ready to be inspired, so let's bring Laxmi to the studio. Hi, Laxmi. Thank you for
Hello.
coming.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So I know I did a little bit of introduction to the audience, but do you have something else that you want to add so they get to know you a little bit more?
Yes, sure, definitely. First of all, thank you very much for having me on your live. So it was really, really, obviously, we don't know in person. This is the beauty of this online business. We get to know throughout this, through the world, through this online business. Well, I'm originally from Nepal. It's, you already said, Sandy said it. Living in Switzerland, been almost now, we have been here 14 years now, into 15 years. Mother of three, two girls, and then the boys. My girls are actually, they're grown up. They are in a university, and I have my boys who's in the high school. And before I started this job, I was in the working as an assistant teacher and the kindergarten post childcare center. So it was little bit stressful, but I didn't know about anything online business. But somehow one day I just saw on the Facebook, on my own sister Facebook page, and that's how I became to know about this business. And she was my own baby sister who lives in Nebraska. She is in this platform as well. So that was my first day, and then since then I just started this amazing platform, and that's all for me. Now I will go back to you.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. Okay, so first question for you. So from Nepal to Switzerland, how did your journey shape the decision to start your online business while raising three kids? Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for the question. Obviously, first and foremost, I already said my two girls, when I started this business, my kids were not little, but I was working because my two girls are in university. One is in the Netherlands, one in here in Switzerland. But I have been full-time mom prior to this, that last job I did. And after being a full-time mom, raising like any mom would know, whether you're working, even I wasn't working at the time when my kids were young. Lucky enough to survive in one wages, which is my main wage, obviously income from my husband. But after a while, as the kids grows up, expenses grows, right? More expenses, right? Especially when they goes to university, you have to pay everything for them. Then I decided to work, and I started to work at this part. I live in Switzerland, a German speaking part, and I thought I don't speak German at all. I understand very little, and I was very not sure whether I'm gonna find a job, because prior job I did in the school as a teaching, assisting teaching, obviously, special shadow teacher for the autistic child. But as a mom, since I have a last my boy, I completely stopped working anyway. So found a job, and it didn't. At the beginning, I was very excited. Oh, I can do the work, bring little money to support my family. But after a while, that job, I applied as an assistant teacher. Then I was expecting like I'll be just teaching kids, but of course that place was kindergarten plus childcare center. And then the manager started to put me in the shift, and then my daily routine all messed up. You start, sometime you get up, leave home 6 o'clock, sometime you in the morning, sometime you leave 8 o'clock, and my routine was completely messed up, and I wasn't happy. And work was also, and rather than 8 hours I work, is extended the hour, because they used to open 12 hours. And I was stressed out, obviously working in there, because of the stress, and my eating diet, morning to evening, those days I work, is completely random. And then I developed my health issue, is become a diabetic. And then I wasn't happy. My husband said, stop the work. But I wanted to do something, because I know that is expensive really. And also then I feel like I have been, I don't have any profession, I'm not a highly educated person, I don't have any. As soon as I become a mom, I stopped my all the careers, and I stopped my study, everything. Somehow that's my choice. That was my choice. But I then later, obviously, I wanted to do something. Of course, not having career, not having a lot of education is quite a competitive world. This world is, and it's difficult to find this place. But I then one day I just, like I mentioned earlier, saw my on my baby sister's news feed this about this business. And it was the right thing happened to a right time. I was, I guess, scrolling my Facebook at the right time to see this ad, and I quickly spoke to her what this all about. Prior to that, I had no idea. I wasn't looking for anything working from home. I didn't know either, because, and also I wasn't much in the social media and looking online at all. I never used to browse to look this and that. I rather sit at home and watch the telly, whatever rubbish in there, but not on the online anything looking into or thing. So then, yeah, I started. This is how I started my journey, and I had to then, I need to think and make a choice whether I just continue to do the work and feeling how I was feeling at and creating more health issue and stress. Like we all know, stress is killer out there.
Yeah.
And or I have to take this step and learn from the scratch, from like we all say, from my own time, and from my and I'm not very tech savvy person at all. I never did like computer. I don't know much about a computer at all. But then I had to make a choice, and I said no, whatever it takes, because I'm not going to risk my health any further. I have my 3 kids, my family to look after, or look up to what my kids want. I want to be here as long as I can, and I'm not going to put more stress on my health. So I decided to get, and the kids are obviously my with at home being an adult. I don't I have a dog, obviously. With the dog I take him, look after a bit more. Other than that, and my children, obviously teenager, a little bit of looking after. I then focus on my business here, and I needed to learn a lot more. And journey has been very ups and down, to be honest. Let's be honest. I want to be honest to out there to who is listening, and especially for me, I already mentioned not knowing the computing world, technology world. But I'm grateful that I stepped into this world on this online business, and challenge was there. I took my own time. I'm running this business on my own pace, and where I am today, I'm grateful and I'm happy. Even though it's a small steps, I'm progressing. Um, I'm grateful. So I think this business have taught me a lot, and it's still a lot to learn. So yes, I think that's, and my life, my journey so far at the business. Obviously, living in the different part of country where I grew up is very, everything is. I am not afraid of taking the challenge or accepting the different challenge. Maybe it takes slow, it's time, because from Nepal I travel different country. My husband is from England, so I have learned to adapt to new things in life. So but it just working more, doing more homework was extra here online. So I think I know my future is brighter with this business. I just need to be more. I still practicing, more training, repeating. So yeah, get a bit more into my computing skill, technology, learn more about it, and I am learning. I have learned a lot more, and there's a lot more to do. So back to you,
Okay.
Sandy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, yeah, you mentioned a lot of things there. Like, well, one of the things that help you to adapt easily is because you mentioned, you have been moving around, so that really helps to be able to
Yeah,
adapt. And I do relate that to you, because
yeah,
me too. Like I moved from Panama to Canada in
yeah,
Montreal, which is the east side of Canada. And then
yeah,
after I finished my high school, I moved to the west side of Canada, so
yeah,
to the opposite end of
yeah,
Canada. So I kind of
yeah,
I'm used to moving around too.
yeah,
So you have to learn to adapt because like even though
absolutely.
like in Canada, for
Yeah,
example, um, it's the same country, but it's totally different
different.
culture.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I moved from Montreal to here in Vancouver, it was
yeah,
a little bit of culture shock to me too,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's different.
yeah,
But you learn to adapt, so that's one of the
yeah.
things.
You do.
Yeah. So the other thing you mentioned that well now you one of the decisions that made you balance,
Yeah.
weight, like, is it more worse than my health,
Yeah.
than,
Yeah.
the job? So yeah, I think there's some things in life that you really weigh what is more important, and that is, one is
Absolutely.
health, the other is
Hmm.
your family.
Yeah.
So yeah, like your health is important, because it doesn't matter how much money you make, but if
No.
your health is not good, then it's
Yeah.
not worth it.
Enough. No.
And you mentioned, the stress is a silent killer, and that is
It's
true.
good.
If you
Yeah.
don't recognize the signs that your body is giving you, and you keep pushing your body, eventually your body will say enough, and
Yeah.
then that's when you're going to start seeing those
Yeah.
effects from
Yeah.
not taking care of your health.
Yeah.
But it's good that you took action,
Yeah.
sooner, and then, you were able to find this online opportunity uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
to that would allow you to, to work from home,
Yeah.
the business adapt to your hours and not the other way
Yeah.
around. And then you're learning a new skills, new knowledge,
Yeah.
and growing, as a person, working on your mindset, self-development. And you're doing this at your own pace. So
Absolutely.
that's amazing. So you mentioned, you didn't have any technical skill, and that's one of the things that, this online business is catered for anyone with no knowledge and no
Yeah.
technical skills.
Yeah.
So because we do have a training that, is video-based training, and you can do it at your own pace. You can rewind, and it's
Mhm.
always available to you for your entire journey, and it gets always updated. So it's kind of like going to a university again, with the difference that, in the university you have to pay money,
Honey. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
learn. But this one, you're learning and earning at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's the difference. So yeah, so that's amazing that, you were able to take the leap of faith, because it's not
Yeah.
easy to, jumping into something totally new. But
Um,
like you say, you had the right mindset. You
yeah.
knew your why you wanted to do
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
important to you. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right, so second question for you. So you have spoken about the freedom and joy this business has brought into your life. How has your definition of success changed since becoming a digital entrepreneur?
Thank you. That is very good question. The success, yes, freedom. We have all this. Is a time freedom is one thing. I always, even on my online, people have everything in this world. Even the people who have everything, that in common, we don't have a time freedom. People we say, like our friend, even though my friend who doesn't go to work, who don't run this business, we always somehow we are busy, right? It's important, and in the small things we miss out to how important to have a time for yourself on until the something disaster happens, then it comes to click you that before it's late too late. Just we is with this platform, it made me realize how important it is, because you already know, we all know everything about the time our life, but unless we sit back and really think through it, and then importance we know and we are ready to apply in ourselves, only then it matters. For me, this business had changed a lot because I mentioned earlier stress. I don't have a stress, and I am, a success is not only earning a big money personally for me. I have my goal, I have my vision, I have a set up that I know I'm gonna get there one day. I'm just learning at the moment, learning process. But for my success is what this platform has given me and teaching me, taught me, and is still teaching me, and what I'm learning that's beyond the any word I can describe. So my personal growth is priceless. What I have learned and how the person I come, I have time for. I anything, like for my friend to my family, if we have some kind of organized meeting, even whatever, I have time for all of that, and that's the thing gives me pleasure and makes me happy, and I can share my happiness with my friends and family anytime I like, anytime they have the time. Maybe if, because being working from home, I can still work and go switch the time. I don't have to be here 9 to 5, exactly same time, same clock. I can go have in the morning coffee meeting my friends, and I come back in the afternoon work, or I go to morning work. It's flexible. And this business has, my success is bringing me, I'm becoming a better version of me.
Mhm.
I am happy. When I'm happy, my kids are happy, my husband happy, my family happy, my whole world is happy. And when I was working, then it wasn't that way. I came home tired, grumpy, flop in the sofa, very quickly irritated, and that is not healthy
Mhm.
environment in the family. So this, since I started this, well, I obviously personally, when I was had facing a little bit of challenge, the first challenge was for me to come to talk to camera, you know and also there's still the simple little thing, copy and paste, I couldn't do properly. The several time I have to have a several attempt. But now, how far I came with this training, with this community support, with this, like, people like friend like you, the business partner from other side of the world, coming, reaching out to each other and bringing me out here to encourage me to come and giving me opportunity like this to share my journey. And that is itself a huge successful for me. My business is already on the ladder of success. So that's how I feel. Thank you, Sandy. Back.
I agree 100% with you, because a lot of time, like before, we used to think that money buys happiness, but really no, because you're working so hard to make money, and really you're tired, like you mentioned, you're
Yeah,
tired, you're stressed, you
yeah,
start developing health issues because you're not taking care of yourself like you
yeah,
should be. And that's really not a life. Life is having the freedom to
yeah,
enjoy life, to do the things that you love, to be with your loved ones.
yeah,
And being able to earn financially but not be there like 24/7,
yeah,
or like a
yeah,
9 to 5. And this is what an online business allows to everyone. Because of the automated system, the business works behind the scenes. So all you have to do at the beginning, when you start this journey, because, this is all new for us, we don't know how an online business works. So,
yeah,
but we do have a blueprint in our community. So we just have to
yeah,
follow the training, you know,
yeah,
assist the workshops that we have, during the week and daily, because we have daily workshops too, like if you want
yeah,
to learn, that you can register to. And all this is for free. Okay.
yeah,
It's available to you for free. You only pay the $149 US, a one-time fee, and then you have access to all these, plus your mentor, a coach, and you mentioned the global online community support. Yes, like for
mm,
now, like right now, you and I, we are collaborating together.
yeah,
You sharing your story, to the world, to inspire people, that
yeah,
you're a normal person, we are a normal person,
yeah,
but we decided to take a leap of faith because we value more, or to be able to have that time freedom to be able to do the things that we love, at the same time, building that financial independence. This is not a rich quick scheme. I just want to mention,
yeah,
this takes time. Okay, but in average, like there's some people who do it like really quick, really fast, like
quickly, yeah,
some people
yeah,
in 6 months, they already have. But in average, it takes 3 to 5 years. But you
yeah,
know what, I rather work 3 to 5 years in
five
this
years,
business
yeah,
than to work my entire life,
life,
up to
yeah,
57 here. Um, and then, by the end of, I might not be too healthy to really enjoy my life.
yeah,
And two, would my pension plan might be enough? Probably not, because,
yeah,
we see all those inflation of prices, going up. On the news here in North America, they were mentioning that the chicken and the meat, they were increasing the prices. So,
Yeah.
and the eggs too.
Yeah.
So imagine, like if you don't take action now, what would happen in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
Um, you might not be able to afford a lot because we already have seen the prices on grocery has double what you used to pay before.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, like, those prices are not keeping up with the salaries
No.
that so there is really not compensating. So
Yeah.
um and here in Vancouver also, rent, for people who
It's
rent,
good.
it's expensive.
Yeah.
So you really have to think about it, and we always think, our job is, for example, like it's gonna be there
Absolutely.
forever, but that's not true either.
No.
So you really have to think, and I love that you share, what you value more,
Yeah.
you that is success. And I totally agree with you, because I don't it's you don't have to work for money. The money has to work for you.
For you.
That's what really success is about,
Mhm.
to really enjoy and do the things that you love,
Yeah.
but without being a slave to the money,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna add one. And when you mentioned that, like, people here, like, how the every year, every month is our living prices is going up. When you, Sandy, mentioned that, working 35 years and retirement and pension, because on we know it's proof, because it won't be enough. 100% is not. Why? Because we know in on our platform in this business, people is starting this business in their 60, in their 70.
Yeah.
Why? Because they already retired, because they don't have enough fund to support themselves. They are looking for extra income. No
Yeah.
company gonna employ you after 60, 65, 70 years. But this place where we meet all kinds of life, you don't need it. Like, there is, as long as you're over 18, there is no limits what you can earn, how much you want to learn, right? As long as those people is starting business now, they retirement in their retirement, because they need extra financial support.
Yeah.
So this is another thing, out there. Our audience should think about it. Your pension not gonna, your company or your government not gonna raise your pension up in the same level of the, like, inflation rate gonna go up. The landlord not gonna say, "Oh, your pension, I'm not gonna raise your rent." They're not gonna say that, right? So just think about it and be prepared for your future, especially now. Our generation really have to think about it, and the young generation coming up for it.
Yes.
Thank you, Sandy. Back to you, Sandy. I don't know.
Yes, no, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, because it's true. We really have to think about it, because I'm I'm not retired yet, but like, I have a couple of years to be retired. But I do want to retire early, so that's why I started
Yes,
this online
yeah.
business, because I don't see myself working until 60, 70.
No,
I work 12 hours per day, on my
no,
industry. So
exactly.
and I have aging parents. I want to be there, for them, enjoy them now that they're independent, and eventually, I will have to take care of them with my hours.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
Mm.
And I'm the only one here in Canada with them. So um,
Oh,
you really have to think, because, like, I have a pension plan with my industry, but would that be enough?
yeah.
Probably not, because, all the prices are hiking. So um, you really have to plan. You really have to think about, you know, what am I like, if let's say you don't want to do this online business opportunity because you think your job is good. So let me ask you this, where were you 3 years ago? Okay, so were you in the
Mm.
same place? And now let me ask you, what are you going to be 3 years from now? Are you going
Yeah.
to still be in the same place? Because if that's the case, everything around you is evolving, but you
Yeah.
are still in the same place. And you really have to start open your eyes, with what is happening out there, because you don't want to be surprised and have that aha moment. You want to be prepared before that aha moment, and then you have
Yeah.
something to fall back on. So that's
Yeah.
why you can start this on the side as a high hustle or plan B.
Yeah.
Because if something happens to you, if there's an emergency, it could be either health, it could be like a laid off, or who knows what, could happen,
Mhm.
and you need some extra side of income, and you don't have anything, how are you going to do? Like, if you have to, like, let's say you get laid off and you have to pay for a mortgage, how are you going to do that, you know?
Mm.
So you really have to think about it and have a plan B. You see, a plan B is not an option anymore, it's a must to have
Must.
right now. Yes.
Yeah.
So you can start this on the side, and then the good thing about this online business opportunity, like I mentioned, start small. It's like a compound, start small, but it keeps increasing. That
Yeah.
eventually this plan B is gonna replace your plan, your actual income that you're making right now. So it becomes your plan A. So at that moment, if you wanna still working because you love your job, you can still working. But if you decided to quit your job, you can also do that and then just focus on the online business. But you have options, and
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Choices.
That right now you only have one option. With a plan B, you have two options. So just think about it, because if you see how everything, like technology are replacing, jobs, a lot
Yeah.
of people, like if you work on retail, for example, a lot of those stores are now transitioning slowly. They're transitioning into online. We have here in Canada a store that it was a historic store for so many years. It was even older than the Canada when Canada was born. And then they closed the doors.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got laid off
Mm.
without a job. So that's really sad, to see.
Yeah.
And this was a store that it had two other branches underneath, and the first branch was gone. I used to work for the second branch for a couple of years. that
Hmm.
that second branch was gone, and it was
Mm.
just this one, and now this one is gone too. So it's
Yeah.
sad to see
It
something like
is.
that. This was the store that actually was the sponsor for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics here in Vancouver. That was the
Yeah.
store who was the sponsor, because it's a historic store.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
represents Canada, and now
Yeah.
it's gone. So
Yeah. It's happening all around the world actually. It's happening all around the world. It just, yeah, it's technology evolving and changing, everything happening online. And it's also we are grateful for that new thing is coming, and people should actually open their eyes now.
mhm,
You don't have to think it's only the 9 to 5 job you can live on. There is a choices. This is the better choice. Actually, is a better choice. And when you make a decision, it will be the best decision you would ever make.
yeah. We do have a comment here from Durga Marasini Tapas. He say, "Hi sis, watching live." Thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much, sis.
you. Thank you for
Your
watching.
comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to mention there is that the I had my thought and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember. We were talking about enterprise
Yeah.
and jobs,
Changing the world.
getting lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I would say, like a lot of companies also are getting hit,
Yeah.
by these expenses. So what are they doing? They're cutting, the expenses. That means, they cutting jobs because they rather hire contractuals,
Yeah.
employees, because that way they don't need to pay for, benefits and all that.
Yeah.
Um, or sometimes some of them, they are getting lay off. Like one of our guests that I had previous on this live series, she was telling that she was afraid because there was like a every day there was like a list of people that were getting laid off, and she was afraid,
Mhm.
am I gonna be on that list next?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she started to look for something else. So she found another job, which is on call before they laid her off. But it's still, it's not the same, because she realized that even when she moved, out of that company,
Yeah.
there's a salary cap. So she
Yeah.
can actually make more money than that. So she encountered that situation, and then she's on call, so she doesn't really
Yeah.
cannot really get another job, because she never knows when she's going to be called for the other one. So
Yeah.
that's why she find out about this online business opportunity. So now she's doing
Yeah.
it on the side, and that
Side there.
really
Yeah.
that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. wise decision.
Yes. So, okay, so let's go into your third question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so many moms are afraid to start something new, especially without experience. What advice would you give to those who are hesitant to take that first step towards building their own flexible lifestyle?
Well, thank you. That is very, very, very good question and very common fears too amongst all of our, even in we who we are already in the business, we had the same feelings. No, it's very natural to feel that, especially online. When I actually about online, I didn't know much, but since I joined and I have a few buyers, and I have spoken to them, and they are not buyers or leads. They all, many of them mentioned they have been, wrongly treated with a different online business, and maybe that is the case. Some people you have, some maybe you just don't know because it's somewhere in this space. The fear, something, if your life is not the way you wish to be or you want to be, if your life is not leading that way, then take that small risk. And there are many other online business. I'm sure you have doubt. I'm sure many people have before obviously failed retreated. Like I said, they haven't lost money, though some of my leads told me that. And I said, I really don't know any other online business at all. I never came across. And I said, only about, I can only talk about this. I am in there. I know it's our business. The experience, that fear is the fear gonna hold you forever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to face your fear to become a better person or better whatever you want from your life. If you are working in a work and life, you're happy, your life is wonderful, it's okay, there's probably, but if somebody there out there, I know hundreds, thousands of people, especially if you're working in the middle class of job. If you not have, even some people who have very good career, they still not happy. But don't think like that is your end of the story of your life, working life. We have this opportunity, you can create much more better than your working life. And the fear is there, something is gonna stop you getting, or you stop having your dream completement or your fulfillment or your desire, whatever, they're gonna be just limited there. I didn't have an experience. Yes, I was had a little bit not the doubt in the system, because I mentioned earlier to my sister, being my sister, my own sister running this business, I didn't have any doubt about this platform. All the doubt I had is in myself with my knowledge, because I didn't have any experience. I don't come from the business background. I am been mom for many years at home, and I mentioned earlier I don't have a high background education background. I don't have any career or professional wise. I did just day in day out, simple job too before I got married. So I would like to think like, you don't need to have an experience to do this business. You don't need to. I join here. We all join this business not knowing what we're gonna do, but we all know that what we want from our life. That's for sure. What you want from your life? Why you are not happy? Are you ready to build your happy? Are you want to have a better future? You first and foremost, I have to ask the old mom, think where how your life is your life is 100% fulfilled and you're happy, absolutely everything around here. You have kids, you are spending time with your kids, your family, your maybe elderly parents, you have enough time to visit them, whatever other simple stuff in daily basis, where a life is not only getting a money and having everything, making a memories that requires a time. You know, you give a bunch of money to a kid, they will spend, they will not know what they did that money, they what they bought with that. But you spend that money together, go together somewhere else, and it creates a great memory. Oh, I went with my mom, we had so much fun, or whatever, right? Something like that. If you want to create your memory for your life, for your future generation, and this is the platform you get. This platform is, like I said, you don't need to have any experience, as long as you're open to learning, and you are able to coach yourself, be coachable, and be open-minded, basically, and have a good strong why, or you have a desire to fulfill in your life. You want a better way, you have a great, your dream about your future, and you want some comfortable life when you get, yeah, we're not going to be here forever young. There is a time comes, we want to have a, maybe slow down, and by slowing down, when you stop slowing down, your wages slow down. But here, this platform, you, it takes time, like Sandy mentioned, it's a business, it's not, getting quickly rich scheme. It takes time, but once you put that time and effort, you build up your business, and rich you don't have to do. Then you have a, you just gonna sit there, like we said, it works on automation. You have very minimum time to spend it here. You're not spending 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day, 3 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day, it will be fine. And hesitation, please don't. If you're thinking like sinning, like, okay, you hesitate, then you're gonna miss out a lot. And that's the barrier for your progress. That's the barrier for the, what you call, reaching out the your best potential, you know. And for me is time, like I mentioned before as well. Money is a lot of thing, but not everything. You can have money as much as you wish, but the time ticks on. Time not gonna wait for any of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Time is, we are all have limited time, and use your time wisely, and we use your time, have that capability to the time. You are the in charge of your time, your lifetime. Time is not only time, it's your life. You're ticking. Don't sit back there and think, oh, I wish I could have done that, I should have done that, I could have, would have, should have. Don't get that yourself into that position and have a kind of feeling small regret in your life, right? And be open-minded. Come along here, and we have lots of support, like Sandy mentioned, video-based training. Nobody gonna fail it. This platform is designed everybody to success, as long as you are open-minded, willing to learn, and give your best, and all the supports are here. So that's all for me. Back to you, Sandy.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you touched some, you gave very good tips there to, for people who are afraid. And I think, like, um the fear is actually just to push you to be able to
Yeah,
reach that success, to be able to
yeah,
reach the other side, to help you grow, you know.
mhm,
Um, but we have to really get out of that comfort zone and try, you know. So you really have to shift, between employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset, but because entrepreneurs, they take risk. So just look, and what we have here, like, you have a free info session. It's free, you have nothing to lose, just watch it, listen. You also get invited to our private Facebook group, so you can browse around, see other people's testimonials there, and then if you want to know more in detail about the business, then that's when you proceed to the next step, which is like paying the $149 US, and then you have access to learn more how, what is this business entitled to, like all the different income streams, and that kind of information. So you have 30 days to really do your due diligence,
yeah,
and then you have two options at the end of doing your due diligence. Either you think this is for you, then you go to proceed to the next step, which is having the coaching call. Or if you think this is not for you, then you can get your money back. So you got nothing to lose. As long as it's within 30 days and you don't have the coaching call, you can get your money back within 30 days. But you have that opportunity to really learn about this online business opportunity, you know, like watching all those videos where you're going to learn about this business, and also, you know, taking advantage of browsing in the Facebook group community that we have, so you can see more, you know, and learn more about the business. Ask questions to the person who brought you in, um, and you know, like that will give you a better idea. And instead of, you know, sitting from the fence and not really finding out, because you never know, that might be the opportunity that you were looking for.
Mm.
But if you don't cross that barrier or that fence, you know, you will never find out. So you really have to step out of that comfort zone and try to find out, because this might be the opportunity you're looking for. And like we mentioned, you know, um, success, or you know, money, you know, working for money is not really um, the option. You know, working long hours for to make money, and then you're not present for your kids, you know, like especially if you're a parent, you know, you're missing those milestones of your kids, you're
Yeah.
missing those bonding, you know, mom or dad with your son or daughter, you know, that is very um, very important in a kid's life, you know, to be
Yeah,
able
it is.
to build that connection.
Mm-hmm.
um and like, you know, those are like Laxmi was mentioning, you know, those are precious memories that cannot be taken away. You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna stay forever with you, and
Mm.
they're gonna stay forever with them.
Yeah,
You
with the
know,
kids.
and that money cannot buy. You know,
No.
because that stays with you. Um, and I do agree. You know, like giving money to the kids. You know, giving all the things. That's not love. You
No.
know, that's just like buying your kids love.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, love is, you know, like Laxmi was saying, you know, it's spending time with your kids, doing things together, you know,
Yeah.
enjoying those families moments, you know, creating those memories that will last with you forever.
Yeah.
So those are the important things. Money can do that for you,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to create those moments,
Yeah.
but no, like working for money to, you know, because we always think about the future, like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna work and I'm gonna do this and this.
Yeah.
Really, you have to live the present,
Yeah.
because you don't know if there's going to be a future.
Yeah.
So why thinking about the future? It's good to think about the future, but you have to live the moment, the
Yeah.
present,
Exactly. Yeah.
because um, you never know if there's going to be a present, if there's going to be another day.
Yeah.
So why you don't live those moments, enjoy those moments with your loved ones, you know, and be present for your family, all your loved ones.
Yeah.
um, and and the other thing that I would say, you know, this digital era, it's an amazing opportunity for anyone who is able to see this opportunity.
Mm.
Okay, because you know, our parents didn't have that option.
No.
For them, they had to go to work. Okay,
Yeah.
but that was a different era.
Yeah.
We are in a different era where the online business, it's there for anyone who wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know, you have a global reach. You are able to have this flexibility because of the automated system, you know, that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the business can work for you, and you can create the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah.
And it is available to you, but you have to take that leap of faith. You know, you
Right.
have
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
do this, you know, and learn. But you know, at the end of the day, it's your decision. We just can
Yeah.
show you, you know, what the online business can do for you. We
Yeah.
took our chances, you know. Laxmi took her decision because, you know, she reflected what was more important for her, and same for
Yeah.
me. You know, I got to a point in my life where, you know, my the film industry was my dream job, but you get a point in life where you want more in life than just
Yeah.
that.
Just
And
that. Yeah.
what is that, you know, time freedom, flexibility, you
Yeah.
know, be able to enjoy life, be able to be there with your loved ones, you know, and enjoy those moments.
Yeah.
That's what is important for me, and
Yeah.
and same for Laxmi. So, and taking care of your
Absolutely.
health, because we neglect
Yes.
so much of,
Yeah.
we
We do.
forget about us. We
Yeah.
always give, but we forget
Yeah.
about us.
Yeah.
And we do have to take care of ourselves too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
And that requires time.
yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, so this is an amazing opportunity, but at the end of the day, you are the one who needs to take that decision. You are the one who needs to sit down and reflect on your life. What is it that is more important for you? Um, so weigh those ones. Is it your job, or is there something that is more important? Will
Mhm.
you? How do you see yourself 3 years
Yeah.
from now?
Yeah.
Where were you 3 years back? Those,
Yeah.
I reflect on those questions, and
Yeah.
that way you will know, if
Yeah.
what you're doing right now, is good for you, or do you think, there is a better option, better
Mhm.
lifestyle that you can create for you and your family. So
Absolutely.
we're gonna end it with that. We have arrived to the end of our life, so we want to say
Thank you.
thank you to Laxmi, for taking some time of her day to day with us, and sharing, because right now it's almost 8 o'clock now
Yes.
in
Thank you
Switzerland.
very much, Sandy. Thank you for having me. It was lovely to meeting you here online.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same here.
Thank
So
you.
hopefully I'll get to meet you one day in
Yes.
person, and we'll
Yeah,
just
hopefully, yes.
yes,
Maybe next year convention. Not this year I'm coming, but next year definitely.
yes, it's gonna be here in Vancouver where I am. So for sure.
Next year, definitely, is it? I'm
Well,
waiting.
that's what they mentioned, that it is.
Mention, yeah. When it as soon as it's confirmed, I'm gonna book the flight tickets.
Okay, I'll be happy to meet you in
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah,
um so yeah, so we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us
yes.
today. For those
Thank
catching the
you.
replay, thank you so much. To our
Thank you.
followers, thank you for believing in us, for engaging with our content, and for being part of our journey in this online entrepreneur journey that we are doing. So we do have like emojis here from DB Crew DB, Durga Marasini Tapa, Tulasa
Uh-huh.
Limbu, and also
Uh-huh. Kalasa, yeah, they're my friend. They're my, yeah, followers. That's great. Thank you. Thank you all for watching us and interacting with us. It's meant a lot to us.
yes,
So,
and also a heart emoji from Melissa Mutoni Nigeria. So thank you all
thank
for
you. Thank you all.
likes and heart
Super.
emojis
Yeah.
for
Have a
watching.
wonderful weekend, whichever part of the world you guys are living. Our weekend is almost over here in
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Well, ours is well, it's still one more day. We're still on
Well,
Sunday, but it's like
Sunday.
11 a.m. here in
Anyway,
Vancouver.
yeah. So you have whole day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Enjoy your day. Anyway. So,
thank you. So for those who doesn't follow us, you can follow us up here on you can follow me here,
yeah.
and you can follow Laxmi
Yeah.
Rai Sedman on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And that way you get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we post.
Mhm.
And also, if you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to the channel and just press that notification bell to get notified, when we post a new content and when we're going live. So that way you don't miss any information and you keep learning about this online business opportunity. And when you're ready, you take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
So, no
Absolutely.
pressure. So just do your due diligence until you feel, that you're okay to proceed to
Yeah.
do to start your online business. We hope to see you, one day in here,
Yes.
but
Yes. We
we
hope so.
understand
Yes.
your time.
Thank you.
So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, you can either put in the comments more info or send us a private message, or you can register into our websites that appear in the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. We do have live webinars in North America. We have Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. I think it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. Our time either have to usually watch a replay
The
or some
replay.
obviously my one of my buyers she actually sat and watched live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can catch either the live or watch the replay if you are
Replay.
in Switzerland. Yeah. So
Yeah.
When you register into our website, you will have an email that will contain two links. So one is to register to the live webinar. So you can register for either day. And also in Switzerland, it's not Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's actually Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesday and Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second link that you get there is for the replay link. So if you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and then watch it from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
So saying that, we want to say again, thank you to everyone. We
Thank
want to
you.
wish
Goodbye.
we
Yes.
we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on
Absolutely.
Sunday, and a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. And thank you again, Laxmi, for being here with
Thank
us
you.
today.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes.
You too.
And see you tomorrow for another day of another live, another topic, and another guest. So thank you again for being here. God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.